It was 2:14 a.m. The world outside Sarah's apartment in Seattle was quiet, except for the soft pitter-patter of rain against the window. But inside Sarah's mind, it was noisy. She lay in bed, her face illuminated by the harsh blue light of her phone. Her thumb moved rhythmically. Scroll, pause, scroll, pause. She stopped at a photo of Chloe. Chloe was a girl she went to college with. In the photo, Chloe was standing on a white sandy beach in Greece, holding a glass of sparkling wine. The caption read, "Another day in paradise. Grateful for this life. #blessed." Sarah looked at the photo for a long time. Then, she looked at her own room. She felt a sharp pinch in her chest. A familiar feeling. It was the feeling of being left behind. Sarah worked a standard 9-to-5 job at a local marketing firm. Her life felt like a repetitive loop of emails, microwave dinners, and paying bills. She looked back at Chloe's feed. Chloe had a new designer bag. Chloe just got promoted to senior director. Chloe's skin was glowing. Chloe's apartment looked like it belonged in a magazine. What am I doing wrong? Sarah whispered into the dark room. She felt like she was running a race on a treadmill. She was moving, sweating, and working hard, but she was staying in the same place. Meanwhile, everyone else on her screen seemed to be flying. She clicked on another profile, Mark. He was her ex-colleague. He just posted a picture of his brand new Tesla. The comments were full of fire emojis and, "Congrats, man. You've made it." Sarah put her phone face down on the mattress. The sudden darkness felt heavy. She felt small. She felt ordinary. And in a world that celebrates extraordinary, being ordinary felt like a failure. 2 weeks later, the rain was still falling. Sarah was sitting in a crowded cafe, nursing a lukewarm latte. The door opened, and Chloe walked in. On Instagram, Chloe always looked like she was walking on air. But as she approached the table, Sarah noticed something different. Chloe looked tired. There were faint dark circles under her eyes that no filter could hide. "Sarah, it's been so long," Chloe said, forced a smile, and sat down. "Your trip to Greece looked incredible," Sarah said, trying to hide her envy. "I felt so jealous watching your stories. You're living the dream, Chloe." Chloe's smile faltered. She took a long sip of her black coffee, her eyes staring at the steam. "The dream," Chloe whispered. She laughed, but there was no joy in it. "Sarah, that trip to Greece was the most stressful week of my life." Sarah blinked. "What do you mean? The photos were perfect." "Exactly," Chloe said, leaning in. "They were just photos. I spent 4 hours every morning doing my makeup and hair just to take 10 minutes of video. I didn't even swim in that water. I was too busy checking if the lighting was right." Chloe sighed and looked at her phone. It buzzed constantly with notifications. "I'm $15,000 in credit card debt because of that trip, Sarah. I can't afford my rent this month. And the paradise I posted about? My boyfriend and I didn't speak a single word to each other for 3 days. We were just pretending for the camera." Sarah sat in silence. The golden life she had been obsessed with was actually a cage. "I post those things because I'm scared," Chloe admitted, her voice trembling. "I'm scared that if I don't look successful, people will think I'm a failure. I'm addicted to the likes, because they make me feel okay for 5 seconds. Then, the feeling disappears, and I'm alone again." Sarah looked at her own phone lying on the table. For months, she had used this small device to torture herself. She had compared her real, messy, but honest life to a beautiful lie. Chloe wasn't ahead of her. Chloe was just wearing a mask that was becoming too heavy to carry. Walking home that evening, Sarah felt a strange sense of lightness. The knot in her stomach, the one that had been there for months, was finally loosening. She realized that for a long time, she had been looking at the world through a distorted lens. She was comparing her behind-the-scenes footage with everyone else's highlight reels. She entered her apartment. The pile of laundry was still there. The half-eaten sandwich was still on the desk. But instead of feeling like a failure, she saw these things for what they really were: signs of a life being lived. A life that didn't need to be staged for a camera. Sarah picked up her phone. Her thumb hovered over the colorful icons of her social media apps. For a second, she felt the urge to check if anyone had posted anything new. Then, she stopped. She walked over to her bedside table, opened the drawer, and placed the phone inside. Click. The sound of the drawer closing was the most satisfying thing she had heard all day. That night, Sarah didn't scroll. Instead, she listened to the rain. She felt the texture of the pages in her book. She actually tasted her dinner. She realized that ordinary wasn't a bad word. Ordinary meant she had a roof over her head. It meant she had a job that paid for her tea. It meant she had the freedom to be herself without needing 1,000 likes to prove she existed.
The next morning, Sarah went for a walk in the park. She saw a beautiful sunrise. The sky was a deep shade of orange and purple. Automatically, her hand reached for her pocket to take a photo. She wanted to post it. She wanted the world to see how aesthetic her morning was. But then she caught herself. She took a deep breath, filled her lungs with the cool morning air, and just watched. The sunrise didn't need a filter, and neither did her life.
She wasn't running a race anymore, because she finally understood that life isn't about being better than someone else. It's about being present in your own story. Sarah was no longer a spectator of other people's fake lives. She was finally the main character of her own real one. And for the first time in a long time, she was truly #blessed. If today's story felt like a mirror to your own life, remember, you are not alone. At English Tide, we don't just teach you words. We help you find your voice through stories that actually matter. If you want to improve your English while connecting with real-life emotions, join our growing community of learners. Subscribe to English Tide, and let's turn every story into a step toward your success. Your journey of learning starts with a single story, and we are here to tell it with you. See you in the next one.